Welcome to Part of My Friendship. This is me, 143. If you don't have a friend, you have a couple now. Welcome to the Thanksgiving edition where we are back on the couch. You have Rosie and myself. Coco and Lola are running around somewhere. But we are having our Thanksgiving edition today. We're actually going to have 2 Thanksgiving episodes today. But today, I hear somebody else coming down. So let's see who that is. Rosie's looking. I think it's going to be our Lola. Nope, it's Coco. Coco's coming to join us. Hi, Coco. Hi, Coco. Come on. There's Coco. So Coco's coming to join us now on the couch. So we're going to have a little bit of madness now, looks like. But anyways, so today we're talking about Thanksgiving and how thankful we are, everyone. Coco or Rosie's gonna get jealous now. But anyways, so we are gonna be talking about Thanksgiving and how thankful we are for everyone. Isn't that right, Coco? Today is gonna be a little bit interesting because I always try to do these couch episodes based upon, well, hi, Coco. I try to do these couch episodes based on a lot of things that happen in daily life. And shockingly enough, yesterday, something happened that was pretty interesting and tied in well with Thanksgiving. Now, I will start off by saying that typically I would not have put this into the show. And I am a very big proponent of if you want to tie into the Bible verse of Matthew, where basically, to sum it all up, you don't do a good deed and expect praise from it.
But when you give to someone in need, don't let your left hand know what your right hand is doing. Give your gifts in private, and your Father who sees everything will reward you. It explains down here in the study Bible. When Jesus says not to let your left hand know what your right hand is doing, he is teaching that our motives for giving to God and to others must be pure. It is easy to give with mixed motives, to do something for someone if it will benefit us in return. But believers should avoid all scheming and give for the pleasure of giving and as a response to God's love. Amen.
So basically, you don't let your left hand know what your right hand is doing. You only do good deeds because God sees them, which means you don't have to tell everybody about them. But in this case, I'm going to talk about it because it ties in with Thanksgiving. And I'm not wanting people to give thanks to me. I'm wanting people to give thanks to divine intervention on this one. Because I believe that had it not been for divine intervention, this situation could have been a whole lot worse than it was. So that's the only reason why I'm going to tie into this. When I used to do a lot of volunteer work years and years ago, when I had a lot of time on my hands, one of the things I used to do was I used to go around to deliver communion, which if you're Catholic or it's little communion wafers, I would go to hospitals or nursing homes or people's houses who were sick or elderly, and I would deliver communion to them. And every visit was very, very interesting. And these people were, sick, very sick. Some were dying. But every visit was very, very interesting in the sense that you would always see something different. And often I would tell people, many times you would see God shine through in a lot of those visits. And there's people that believe in God and there's people that don't believe in God, and that's perfectly fine. I respect all religions and all beliefs, and that's fine. And I just am lucky that, I'm rooted in my faith, and I'm lucky that I get to see and feel what I feel. But I whatever your belief is and whatever you believe, that's perfectly fine. I respect everybody. I find religion extremely fascinating, all religions, and I like learning about everything. So, but anyways, fast forward to yesterday. So again, the only reason why I'm saying this is because I believe it was divine intervention. And so a few weeks ago, I had ordered an outfit online, and I never do that. And I had it shipped to the store, which I never do. And I happened to be in my car driving, and I was thinking to myself, I'm like, gosh, it's taken a long time for this outfit to get to the store. And just happened to look down on my phone, and the email popped through that said, your outfit is now at the store. It said, congratulations, your outfit is at the store. And I was like, oh, okay, well, that's perfect timing, because with Thanksgiving being tomorrow, which was 2 days from yesterday, I needed some extra items at the grocery store, which just happens to be next to the store. And it was raining all day yesterday, which wasn't very convenient for me or my hair. And so I'm like, I'll go to this store, and then right next door, I'll go to the grocery store. So I went and I parked at this store, and I never park on this side. I always park on the Kroger side. And for some reason, I parked on this side, and I got in my car and I started walking to the store, and I stopped. I'm like, well, if I go to the store, then I have to go to Kroger, and then if I come out of Kroger, I'll have to then return the cart all the way back at Kroger, and it's raining. I was doing this whole mental gymnastics in my head, right, with the cart situation. And so I started walking back to my car because I was going to move my car to the Kroger side. And then I turn around. I'm like, no, I'll just go into the clothing store, get my items, and then I'll come back. What are you doing, Coco? So anyway, started to, go, and then I was like, heck with it. I'll just go into the store and finish my shopping there, and then go to the, drop my items off and move my car to the Kroger side. So I went in the store, went shopping, and came out, started to get in my car, and again, it's raining, puddles of water, lots of stuff going on. And there was this man, older gentleman, very old, probably in his 80s, who was walking in the parking lot, and all of a sudden, he walked past my car, and he had bags in his hands. He walked past my car, and then he turned around, and I had my door open. I was getting ready to get in my car. I had my door open, and he then turned around and went the opposite way. And so by the time he got to the front of my car, something dropped out of his car. And I stopped, and because he was elderly, I stopped, and I was like, oh, let me help you pick that up. To which he said, no, I can get it. He was nice about it. And I said, okay. So I finished getting in my car. Well, I didn't even get my door closed. And all of a sudden, this man turned and took the hardest fall on the ground. And I mean, totally headfirst, just took this spill on the ground. It was horrible, absolutely horrible. I jumped out of my car, and he was just laying there in these puddles of water. And I jumped out, and I was like, oh my God, and, I asked, I was talking to him, I asked him, he had, he was bleeding. And anyway, so, I helped him get to his feet, helped him pick up his items, and asked him where his car was. And, there was this whole process of me helping him up and talking with him and trying to make sure he was coherent. And I got him all the way to his car. I walked him all the way to his car, and which he wasn't driving, thank God. His wife was in the store, and I walked him all the way to the store to meet his wife. I'm speeding this all up because that part, there was a lot more to that, but I don't want to hone in on that because that's not the important part of the story. That part is more about me, and I don't want it to be about me. That part is very important, but it's not the most important part. The most important part is I don't think that the way I was parked and where I was parked, had I not been there, that situation still would have happened. And I don't know how long that man would have been laying there in the puddle of water by himself. He ended up having a horrible head injury, to which he needed stitches. And all I can think is that I'm very thankful that I was chosen to help that person. That I'm very thankful for divine intervention. And those are the situations that I believe that, and that's a good example of situations that I believe where we see God working in ways to protect his people. And so that's why I think it's good to talk about things when they happen. And it's not to give praise of what I did, because no matter what, I would have done that for anybody. But I'm giving thanks to the fact that I was chosen to help somebody in need, but I'm giving thanks that situations like that happen and I'm able to witness them. I'm giving thanks that we have divine intervention, that we have somebody looking out for us and looking out for people that, somebody was watching out for that man, I believe. I truly believe that. I believe that somebody up above was watching out for that man and knew that, somebody needed to be there to make sure that, he was helped right away. And, there's conspiracy theorists out there that, may think I'm crazy about that or whatever, but I don't think so. I don't think so, because there was nobody else around. And I think that man probably would have been laying there for, I don't know how long. I don't know if maybe other people would have went by and not helped him. I hope not. I would hope that other people would have done that. But that to me is a great example of how God works. He puts people where he needs them to help take care of his other people. That's what I believe. And I think that's, if there's any reason to give thanks, that I think that's one of the things that we can be thankful for at Thanksgiving, on top of the other reasons to be thankful for our friends and our family. And, we have so many things to be thankful for. I have it's been maybe over 6 months now. I decided to set a alarm on my phone. I set it 5 times a day and it goes off and it rings and it tells me, it just reminds me to stop and take 2 seconds and in my mind to list 3 things that I'm thankful for. And no matter what time, it's the specific times of day. I shouldn't say what time of day. It's specific times of day, no matter what I'm doing. If I'm in a meeting at work, if I'm wherever I am, I physically in my mind will stop and list 3 things that I'm thankful for. And I think it's a good thing. I think it's a thing that everybody should do, because we take so many things for granted. And it shouldn't be once a year that we're sitting around a table being thankful. We're thankful we wake up in the morning. We're thankful that we can walk. We're thankful that, we have these, beautiful creatures next to us, and thankful that we're not, we don't have a cold today, or, there's so many things to be thankful for. And the funny thing is, when we're sick, or when we're, when we have a toothache, or when, maybe we, have a bad day or bad luck strikes us, is when, all of a sudden, we become, like the whole world has fallen. But then when we come out of it, we're so thankful for it. So why not be thankful before anything bad happens? So be thankful during the good times, not only, be thankful during the good times, and be thankful during the bad times. And I encourage everybody to set an alarm on your phone. Remind yourself. It's easy to forget, and it takes 2 seconds in your mind to, list 3 things. Hey, I am so thankful right now for my kids, for my house, for, I'm thankful that I can, make my house payment this month. I'm thankful that I have a job. Even if you don't care for your job, I'm thankful that I have it. There's some people that don't have jobs. I'm thankful for, my crying baby, that kept me up all night. Well, you know what? There's parents that, unfortunately, they don't have a crying baby. And, so there's so many things in this world that we can be thankful for. And it's just a good reminder to just take some extra time and be thankful. So look for the signs. Look for the signs. If you are out and about and something's nudging you to do something, maybe something saying go this way or do something that you weren't thinking about doing, who knows? Maybe you're supposed to be somewhere else that, maybe God's putting you in a different place that you're supposed to be in order to help somebody else. And happens all the time. But till next time, if you don't have a friend, you have one now. Please tell all your friends and family about us. Hit the like, comment, and subscribe button. Till next week, take care. Happy Thanksgiving. Bye-bye.